Hi, collective. How are you? Hope you had a great day. Mine was productive. So, hope you did your prayers, your meditation, your grounding, and connecting with your heavenly realm and your divine guides with your intentions. Let's clear the energies. Archangel Metatron, we ask that you join us, the collective. Protect all of our technology equipment. Keep us up maintenance. Keep us aware and alert to false people who are wolves in sheep's clothing, for our discernment, our well-being, our intuitive gifts, abilities. We ask that the archangels that they come and stand in four corners of our rooms, around our homes, every part of our life, our loved ones. We thank you and we love you. And we ask that Jesus Christ to protect our energies, pull them back, keep under our hedge of protection in our heavenly realms with the highest and best timelines. We do not consent to any evil eyes or low vibes or any um, low vibe spiritual attacks. We ask that you stop them and block them and return to senders times 10 in the powerful name, your name, Jesus Christ. Thank you. And I ask that I channel this your way and not my way. Give the collective what you want me to say, what you want them to know. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you for your time, collective. You know how precious that is. So I have some cards out for readings, but I'm just going to go with the Holy Spirit for download. And um, what came to me today is to talk about healing after a divorce. And it's another part of releasing, and we're purging. And also, I'll tell you a little about my life personally. My name is Kathleen Youngsma, and I've been married twice. My first marriage of 5 years, and my second marriage of 22 and a half years. I have three children that are adults now, and I feel very blessed and grateful. If I wasn't able to have children, I would have adopted. And I still want to give back, right? Service to others. Possibly will adopt in the future to see where divine leads me. And I'm just pretty much open to it. I gave my life to God. Whatever God tells me to do, I obey. And I wrote down some notes I was feeling about healing after loss. And earlier in the videos, you'll see goes over. We went over the finding the root problem, and divorce would be that. And it's still a loss. It's still a grieving. It's a change, which is natural, right? And um, then processing the 7 stages of grief, and um, you can find that online. and then all the way to acceptance. Everyone as individuals has their own time that they will process one area or another, maybe go right through to acceptance, or maybe stay stuck at anger and then go back to shock and back to, wherever this in the 7 stages, hopefully to acceptance. Yet, um, it's, there's a lot of variables to take into consideration. So, for me personally, as the example, as we come here to experience, I'll give you some information about me and my experience. So, my second marriage after 22 and a half years, our divorce was final in, it was like October 2022. And I separated. I was single, we were living on our own. And, I'm single and I like it. And at my age and my experiences, and as a senior citizen, I feel that the traditional parts, if I um, feel with my significant other or we agree that it's time to, um, after I would say like 2 years of showing, after your first marriage, you tend to know what you want for your second one. Um, I told myself, well, we were young. We were out at he was right out of college, and I had some college courses under my belt. Just got out of the Navy, and so my second marriage, I was like, well, I want us to live together for a year first, thinking that we would know each other better. Okay, well, it did. It helped. And then after 22 and a half years, we got married in 1999 after a year of being together and living together. I think we moved in together like um, 4 months, 6 months, 6 months after we first met. And he was really serious, although we were young. Actually, he was younger than me. So I was like, you still got your wild oats to sow at 22. And he was very responsible and a family man that I prayed for, and the angels flat out said that he's the one we brought to you. Answered your prayers. I was like, okay, this is the one. I'm going to stay with him. And if he wants to get married, I'll listen to the Lord. Um, and it turned out really great. He's a great dad. And um, so the point is going through a divorce is so still a loss and having to process. So you come to acceptance, say, the root problem, you come to acceptance, and this is our healing journey, or my healing journey. 3, change your thinking. So I changed my thinking for what's for my best and highest good. My kids, number one, right? They come first before anyone. I flat out told him that my kids come first, and he said that's the way it should be. And I was like, all right, okay. Um, Now they're older and independent, and I'm so humbly proud of them. Um, and there's, there's in duality, we can look at it one way or another. Spiritually, the law of oneness, as we've been talking about with the 12 laws of the universe. And being a mother, I definitely wanted to lead by example for my children, walk the talk and talk the walk, and changing my thinking to be more optimistic and making it the best. Um, so anytime there was like an argument, a potential argument or something like that, I really had to work on myself in the anger department to not be pissed off, just to stay calm and find my peace within me. And so did he, which is great when you have kids who's deserves that. It's hardest on them to be caught in the middle when they love you both. And I get that because I felt that way growing up too. It's like, I love you both. I'm not going to take sides. Leave me out of it. So I had the same attitude with my kids. And then sometimes parents get um, mad and you live in the same house. Of course, they're going to hear you. But now and today, they're more like about compromising and they're not taking sides. They're more about being together, a happy family. And so am I. We can still enjoy a family time and be in the same room without any um, attitudes or other issues. So, healing is also a catapult, like when we can like remove ourselves out of our triggers, heal them, realize that, okay, I accept it. This has all been processed. I'm all cried out and it is what it is, being real and not feeling the wrong hole with self medicating um, because that prolongs it longer. And there's other health issues with that and thinking distortions. So I didn't want to prolong any of my healing journey since I had other responsibilities and um, my children's hearts. Then about, well, not long after that, I would say like 6 months um, after we separated and sold the house and everything. Um, m- my oldest son, okay, um, he was in ICU for a week and then he passed away. And I just told myself, I'm not going to allow, there's always one in the family that wants to create some drama or give someone a hard time. And fortunately, and I prayed about it, it was very beautiful and everyone was very supportive and helpful to everyone and compassionate that um, created a really beautiful service. And Stephen said from the other side, wow, he was really touched. About 150 people showed up and sent flowers and everything. It was just beautiful and nice hearing all the lives that he touched and all the um, kids from high school who said that he stood up for them to bullies and gave them great advice about persevering. And so, as a celebration of life is, right? And to look for the best in someone that, especially going through divorce, is hard, because you're looking to get divorced. There's nothing to work on. It's like, that's it. Um, I'm done. And I would write in my journal, well, I'm gonna look at the best in them to change my thinking, right? So um I'm like, well, he's a great dad. He loves the kids. He puts them first before money. I mean, he's a guy that would literally take shoes off his feet if my kids liked them. Um or you know, he felt good and really happy to like share with them something. And if they wanted it, he would, figure out a way to um give it to them. He would give them the shirt off his back. But he was really happy to um not just materialistic things, but to give to them. He came from a good family. His dad was nice, family man, put his kids first and his mom, um, too. And she always put spiritual she believed in Jesus and, um, was very kind and loved my kids unconditionally too, treated them as their own. Um, he never he never gave an attitude when it came to doing teamwork around the house. He did all the cooking. He loved to cook. He took great pride in that. And that even though we got mad at each other, he would never, you know, do something out there like um, want to take my life or something because there are those, um, just look at Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, God forbid. But we have to be careful because you can never read a book by its cover and color. Yeah, absolutely. Um, Not racist. People who are racist still have a lot of soul searching and will live in their other lives as the the races that they're racist against, just because God, as a part of as we're God's fractal, so God could say, we need to experience that then. Um, we have a sweet and beautiful son, and he values his friends a lot. He has a good heart, and he also would stand up to bullies, and I'm proud of him. It's just fair. And so instead of digging up the past, I'm really proud of our both together we can communicate with appreciation for each other of um, the trust and respect still between us, even after being divorced. And even though, um, it's like, why hurt each other? We're not trying to get one up on each other. We would rather be at peace. And I can respect him a lot for that. That's wonderful. And sorry, guys. I can't. Okay, it's my friend. I just sent a text that I'll get back with my buddy. Um, Also, I looked at each other. I mean, like appreciating each other for at least bringing love into this world. And he's each of our kids are very special and brought a lot of joy in our lives. Still do. Even Stephen on the other side. And at most, we can really make a positive difference um, to look at love, not in love, like a married couple, but to look at what is good, what is the best, what is productive, and raising our vibrations is also helping the planet, right? Starseeds, Earth angels, that's also what we're here for. So it contributes to the greater good. Um, Also, he was super loyal and he was a hard worker or is a hard worker and he was honest and um, he put love first and money last. Although, um, you know, w- the 3D, we have to take care of our responsibilities, and we did. Yet, no matter what, it wasn't, we'd work it out, communicate about it. Um, he would never dream of, well, he used to, of disrespecting me. And then there were some family members that got in between his feelings for me. And before I go into that, um, but it was like years and years and years to other things too. That and being a divine feminine and divine masculine, um, God is always first and foremost in my life. And um, he got really angry at God for his dad passing away. Didn't want to pray with me. Wanted to kind of project his anger, and I wasn't going to be a target. So I simply removed myself. And there was a little bit, there's other things, but that's not the point. The point is the healing journey after the loss of a divorce. So I think I filed in January 20, was it 22? Yeah. And there was some resentment of blaming and stuff like that. And it's just like, honestly, you know, you just you can't control other people. And I just tried to respect that. He's gonna be mad and I'm gonna be mad. And then he knows he's gonna trigger me to stand up for myself. And then I would just state my point and then I'd be like, I'm done. I'm done. Really get the attorney's office and just like, um, so sometimes you just have to let it be, whatever it is. And, if they want to work it out or not, everyone has a different stage, right? And it's on the 7 stages of grief. Um, we also have to be careful, um, dating because there's a lot of, corruption out there. Um, Honestly, all my life, I've been blessed to have, um, not what I've experienced in the past years, past 2 was it year? Year of dating, yeah. Um, and then again, God has, you know, has reasons, right? And being obedient to God, it's always a yes, knowing that we are going to be fine and good. Um, I mean, it doesn't matter what their job is when you date, right? It's like they could be a policeman or woman, they could be a judge, they could be an attorney, you know, I mean, professionals and that are supposed to be held to high standards. And you can't control other people. So we still have to be really careful and being divine using our gifts, right? Of discernment and why did we meet? What is our reason, right? Because there's no coincidences, even in marriages, right? Sometimes we just serve our purpose and we're meant to move on, like a healer, right? We have a lot of people and we attract a lot of um, people that need healing. And it's so important for us to kind of hibernate and get our shit together and really go deep and ground and process before we try to heal anyone else. Right. And then we we teach and show others how to do it too. Um, and hopefully learning that God is real is a big part of healing. So no one has to go through the harsh karma like we have. Right, collective? A lot of us have been through a lot. We earned it. We've got our stripes, right? So A lot of my exes in my life, and even my ex-husbands, were not breadcrumbers or played games of testing. Even my high school sweetheart, they were always rich at heart. Um, and we were always attached at the hip and monogamous. So that's like, I guess, a learned behavior for me. Not to be judgmental of other people and how they live their lives as long as they're not hurting themselves and other people, right? But self defense is legal. It's on all the law books. It's reasonable, it's logical, and it's public safety, also in spiritual court too. And when we surrender to God, it's you'll be okay, really. And God says, vengeance is mine, and we'll handle that, right? It's out of our control. But God always brings fairness. And as the collective knows, we're automatically walking, talking, um, a lesson, a blessing, or karma because we're anointed and held to high standards. So, um, some of the ways that other people, I would say after my second divorce, I've noticed, well, actually, when my son passed away, it was horrible and kind of sickening. Um, who kind of crawled out of the woodworks, right? And be gold diggers. And it's really easy to spot them. Staying in a healing mode, I really wanted to focus on relaxing. And after my son passed away, I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to rest because after you're like in that mode of, getting everything together, the food, the place, taking care of all those arrangements, and still processing and talking to everyone. Um, there's only so much you can do. And when there's like attorneys that are trying to um, use your issue as advertisement, which is illegal to the bar, my friend, attorney, I've known for a long time, was really sickened by it and said it was against the bar rules and to call the bar. And I was just like, tomorrow. I told his dad. His dad's a total fighter. I was like, "Go for it. You can have that." Um, I can be, but that's kind of my last resort. I'm more like, um, chill. I like to do my thing with my soul tribe, and then if I have to, like poking the bear, then you better lie down. Um, as a Taurus. The bull. You awaken the bull. Um, when you heal, you also notice that your intuition will get sharper. Because you're doing soul searching, you're doing the dark night of the soul. You're going within, and you're using your time, and you're like connecting with your heart and your soul, and going deep. And it's a time not only of reflection, but your soul is so um open, open. And God and Christ, if you consent, and of course I do, to Most High and Jesus, who I I really felt my intuition grow and help me with my healing journey. Everyone's different, and I'm not saying that my way is the only way. I respect, you know, this is just me. Okay. And, so yeah, and not just that, like this, sleazy gold digger lawyers, that wanted to use my son's case for their benefit, um, which is against the bar. After you heal, then you can kick ass. But, I wouldn't say I was vulnerable. I think I was just like, I knew I needed to heal. I knew I needed to just be a hermit and study, but and read my book, my own book, my soul, right? We do that. And it's a learning. It's time to learn and be quiet, like in the library. You need to quiet. Use your mindfulness really too, because your brain will hurt, and um, and all your thoughts and feelings and your emotions. It's really good to write um, in my journals and connect with God. And I notice Stephen a lot too. And connecting with him is kind of like forced me more into my mediumship. um, so as my as my soul was asking to be delivered from um, what I was going through, and I mentioned in my other videos, asked, um, God, after all I've been through, how do I make lemonade out of this? And I heard clear as day, um, gratitude. So I started my gratitude list, and it kind of like distracted me from my divorce. And then moved to Hawaii in September 2022 to heal and spend time in nature and just relax from all the fighting, just unwind, decompress, and just take a deep breath and let it all out. And it's nice not having to um, deal with that. um, well, dating, I've never had the breadcrumbing, the ghosting. Um, it's just, I've always been treated with respect. Um, Everyone, even my high school sweetheart, were rich at heart and generous. And we just unconditionally loved each other and accepted each other, and we're at the hip like best friends. And I don't think that makes me naive to be new to the dating scene because I'm emotionally intelligent and, I'm a normal person. I have a heart and I don't fall for anything yet. I'm open to listen and give everyone a fair chance and use my intuition. Doesn't make me naive. So just more like, what the fuck? What's the matter with you? Hasn't anyone ever been nice to you? And if they haven't, then we should do something nice for ourselves, not to where we're just selfish, but to the point of especially going through a hardship like that. So let's get real. The emotions come in waves. We'll have good days and bad days. And um on the really hard bad days, especially pay attention to self-care and doing something. I would think I need to spend more time doing something nice for me when it got hard. And um and connecting right every day and grounding my meditation, getting more into my sound baths, which healing at a cellular level and releasing. Everyone has a different reaction to it because we all have different walks of life. Yet we're all same at heart and have emotions. And our emotions are our intuition. So it's very important to connect with our emotions and spend this time alone to get to really know ourselves, what we like and what we don't like, and our emotions and our feelings. And when we clean that and unblock them, our intuition gets better. Um, it takes time to heal, takes time to date, takes time to work, takes time to move, it takes time. So use your, it's a lot, but use your prioritize and your time management. Always set time for yourself to heal. And then, if it's in the morning or before you go to bed, prayers, meditation, grounding, honoring Mother Earth, honoring um, my spirit team, my divine guides, setting my intentions is just as important as my hygiene. We need time to rest. We also need time to heal, I should say, number one. Our emotions can sometimes make us really um, tired. I know right after the um, the celebration of life, I think I slept for like 2 days, maybe 2.5 days. I was just like, oh, I think I fell asleep with my clothes on the first night, and then I woke up and took a shower and just I was like, I just need to relax and unwind, and that's when the real work came in. And honestly, what Holy Spirit told me made the most sense and gave me direction on what to work on. Um, and that's what we're going to talk about. Okay. Our experience and then processing and individualism. We're all individual, processing different, and we need to respect that. Sometimes there's, um, you know, some men or women doing some old lady or old man bitchiness and putting down the way someone grieves. Well, no, unacceptable because just wait for your turn. And, um, that's how everyone has to deal with it. That's how they deal with it. Okay. As long as they're not hurting themselves or anyone else. Okay. Um, I personally understand a lot that I've learned from nursing classes and um, the beautiful souls in my life and my unusual upbringing and all the culture. I say I'm more cultured and being in the military, um, also more cultured. I think that helped a lot. And the very trusting, long lasting relationships in my life. Um, I'm very grateful for because that helps a lot with I can trust them that what they're going to say to me, whether I like it or not, is going to make me a better person. If it's tough love or if it's you know, a little bit of changing, I realized I knew that they weren't attacking me. It was, you know, just have some guts. And laughing too, right? It's the best medicine. Although it's very serious and it's real. Um, so staying stable in our spirituality is very important. The loving one, not the dummy downstairs that is not nice. And the people that you keep around you that hopefully are not overbearing, or especially when you're grieving, or take advantage of that because they think you're weak, vulnerable, who are hurt. And um, it's important not to have deceitful people around you. And especially if they're going to try to take advantage of you for in a lustful way, non-emotional or loving, um, or play mind games, God forbid, when you have a hurt brain and you just never, people who've never been loved or know how to love, don't know how to receive love. And it starts with us doing this healing is self love, is self worth, that I'm enough. I'm going to give myself enough time because I'm worth it. And how am I going to be a great example for my kids? And we have to lead by example. You can tell your kids whatever you want, but they're smart. They're going to put two and two together and watch you. So, so it's important not to judge, especially. I mean, like if someone's going to, if you try to help someone, and especially as healers, earth angels, we kind of go beyond what we're asked to do, and sometimes we have to know when to stop and just say, just let it go, give it to God. All right, I call judgment. I'm done. It's your, it's all yours, God. I'm just gonna do my own thing next, right? Um, so we have to face ourselves and work on us and heal from the last experience, heal from, the divorce that I just had, um, that was finalized October 2022, to also process and heal my son crossing over April 23rd, 2022. Yeah. 2022 was an interesting year out of my whole life. And the thing is that, like, sometimes people who have an agenda, like wolves in sheep's clothing, they they see someone who is processing a loss, a grief, a trauma as a vulnerability, like an open door to kind of press on that bruise, and make it hurt more. So you're going to give in to them because you're, I don't know, you've been traumatized or conditioned to be controlled to give in to that, I guess. But when you get to know yourself and you love yourself and you know your self worth and you're healed and you protect the innocent, you're going to protect your innocent self too. And learn that right from wrong, right? There's a lot of advocates who have had traumas and they've made wonderful laws. They've turned lemonade from lemons. Rosa Parks, our badass ancestors who were pioneers for human rights, for um, not being taken over by um, England, When they wanted to tax our tea, everyone was like, "Fuck you. Here's what I think about your tea. Let it let the fish have it." Um, so it's like a test. They like to test you, like children. That's a good clue, you guys. All right. Someone's testing you, especially because they know that you've had a blow and you're processing that. They might think that it's, oh, they're traumatized, they're vulnerable. It's a good time to like weasel in and, you know, be the wolf in sheep's clothing. Healing and giving ourselves time alone as a hermit with the light inside, connecting with our above in our hearts makes us stronger intuition and makes us stronger to protect ourselves. Um, so our past experiences that we've had to face ourselves no matter what, because who else are you going to heal from? We are all like loving souls, open and true, genuinely helping each other is what um, is how normally regular people pull this together and heal. But it still has to be alone, doing something nice for ourselves, giving us our this time, right? To see, um, to get to know myself, receiving each other in unconditional love, receiving ourselves in unconditional love. That comes naturally. Um, I mean, like sheep's wolf in sheep's clothing. My exes, they never wanted to really hurt. We never wanted to hurt each other. Um, we wanted, we were, to be, just be. And we were kind of like each other's best friends for years and years. And nobody's perfect and all is forgiven. And, we can talk without any issues. Um, and be mature, evolve spiritually, right? As Jesus Christ showed us. And enough to understand not only after healing, but understanding our universal laws, right? And um, and potential karma. And in order to keep the one we love, we must respect the one we love, cherish, um, keep, we want to be with, and keep in our lives for a long lasting trust. I feel very blessed and even more now after all the trickery and lies that um, my intuition has gotten sharper these past 2 years. It was like, wow, more than I've experienced in my life. Um, yeah, it's really mind blowing. Yeah, it's a, it's. I'm even more grateful to be able to just surrender to God. Thank God. Here, you can have it. um, so I think a lot of us, because of what we've gone through, shapes how we are now, depending on our level of what we've accepted and how we do we turn our lemons into lemonade, or are we still pessimistic? And knowing after we heal that, working with spirit and understanding these universal laws, you don't want to attract that into your life. right? You understand uh, law of attraction, cause and effect, then it matters to you because you being a life learner and want to grow. And you can learn to love yourself if you haven't before. And so take the time to be with yourself. Really sit in your soul searching reflection, and you will. And being nice to yourself, not the point to where you are, you know, being so selfish that you're taking advantage of other people. I mean, be a little selfish to where, no, I need to say no, make a little boundary. I need my time out. I need to process this. I need to, whatever word you want to use. Um, and people should understand that. And if they don't, then they're not your friends. um, and even this morning, I got woken up at 6 in the morning, and some lady with an accent said she was calling from the army base for an inheritance, and I need his death certificate. Now, I could have like yelled at her, like, my mom probably would have ripped her a new asshole. Are you fucking kidding me? Is what I'm like, what? I had to keep asking her. I was like, is this idiot for real? I mean, scammers really look like idiots, you know? And it's like, especially when you do your own research or, you know, when you give an answer, you've done your research, you have the facts, it's logical, it's reasonable, right? Um, you understand leadership, you understand giving advice, you are, held to high honor, and it's kind of like insulting your intelligence. I'm like, are you really fucking kidding me? You're asking me something that you like just ripped your own face off, okay? With the x-ray machine. I got your license plate. And I was like, I'll call you tomorrow. Really? No. Oh my God. It's like the stupidity. It's so stupid. It's like blooped. Bloop. Horse feathers. Clowns. Freaking bozos, I swear. Ugh. They've got to be stupid. I mean, just to think that anyone would buy that. Oh, this will get them. How about this? How about that? I mean, it's just like such idiots. Idiot awards. Okay. But yeah, it just shows how selfish and greedy, and their her performance sucked. um wasn't successful for their selfish agenda is just like plain as the sun in the sky. Although no matter how illegal or sickening, to use my son, um, who served and was how it started, he was actually standing up for a lady who was being assaulted. So he's my Superman. And yeah, definitely earned some brownie points from Most High. um, but yeah, myself during my healing process is really rude for people just to think that they can wipe their dirty shoes on you, you know, because um, they're going to take advantage of someone is really, really disgusting, really sickening. And I've never really saw that. And I'm glad it didn't happen to me when I was younger. Like when I'm older now to be like, you know, not even waste my energy anymore. It's more like, I'll call you tomorrow. Really? No, idiot. You know, God. Mm-mm-mm. People were raised in a barn, I think, with no heart, intelligence, emotional intelligence, not caring, no discipline, no being deliberate in their thoughts, their feelings, their actions. It's just beside me. Karma, judgment on that idiot. Justice and bring back to correctness, Lord. Raising these vibrations is enough, really. All these idiots gotta go. No, not the sharpest tool. So, yeah, that low vibe bullshit. Thank God for 5D, right? It's almost, we're getting there, collective. We're getting there. Keep raising your vibrations. The faster they'll go. Makes you work harder, doesn't it? Yes. Um, Healing faster. Lighten the fire in my ass. um, yeah, especially low vibes like blaming and poor attitudes and their excuses to be ignorant as grown ass adults. Um, Not an excuse. It's not. Over 18 in a court of law, or even trying to set someone up for a fake um, setup to go to jail. Yeah, the truth always prevails. Um, I usually tell people because I'm open that I have been in a foster home, and it's like it's okay because um, I've healed from it. My son passed away, but I've healed from it. It feels really good to say that to people. Like, yeah, these are my life experiences. This is my resume, and I've made it, and I've been through this, and I've been through that, and you know, but I've healed from it. It's okay, and I want to help others. Is my attitude, my gratitude attitude, and um, it's kind of like we expand more that we've been through too. So we actually signed up for harder classes. And healing is our way, no matter how awful it is, getting an A in the class, right? A plus and being positive. Because what would Jesus do? I mean, look what he went through. And he didn't give a shit of what those mean reptilians were said about him. He just stayed focused on God. And that's how I feel in my heart of hearts and my mind, my mindfulness. I keep, I don't have to be in my head and drive myself nuts, especially about idiots. I'm focused on divine. And that's what is driving this ship. And it also warms my heart how loved we are. And it makes me excited for the future. Okay, I'm healed. What's next, God? What's my next mission? And be specific what you want or what you're ready for. Careful what you wish for, though. Right? Right. As long as you're not breaking universal laws, right? We can only control ourselves, not other people. That is karma, especially times 10, depending on each individually. God does deal with that. And as us divines know from all of our beautiful lessons, our beautiful mistakes, we gotta love it because it's made us who we are today. And we can share our experiences and help others, just how we've learned from our parents and other people who thought, use their intelligence, use their heart, their God given sovereign that's brought us our laws and Rosa Parks, Dr. Martin Luther King. Um, Maybe I'm feeling the way I'm feeling because it's almost his birthday. And also, we just had this 1 portal, angel portal. And so um, maybe that's why I'm feeling a little extra. Um, I'm like kind of in my heart, warm-hearted, that I just kind of like, okay, I did it. Give myself a pat on the back. I can say that I can talk about it without crying or getting triggered or attitude or anything. I can say I've totally got an attitude, gratitude. I can talk about it, whatever in my life because I've healed from it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make me have any projection reaction. Sometimes people will kind of blow up on other people, and it's like, what's wrong with them? And it's usually something else that was buried and wasn't grabbed at the root and addressed. And then people, when they don't do that, then they just keep filling the wrong hole with drugs and alcohol. And just the emotions always turn into a physical issue too. So um, it's very important for our affirmations also to say, I accept it. And that's kind of like a quick way. I like the way method, finding the root problem, and then the 7 stages of grief. I think allows more individual time, and because everyone's different in how they deal with whatever happened, and depending on what happened and how it affected them, and can really dig deep, pull it up, and get it out, and then refill it. Number 3, make lemonade out of lemons, and just refill it with something, you know, a choice, right? Love is a choice. I wake up this morning and I choose to get up and have some coffee. I love it. I choose to turn on my computer and clean out some spam. We make choices. That's our sovereign right. So, that's just one example, but still our choices, our freedoms. And it becomes kind of like a resume, right? And, a lot of people have written books, movies, right? Where it's just so, you got to tell your story, right? A lot of movies are from true stories or have some truth in it if it doesn't say it is. But definitely it reaches everyone differently. So it's good to just put it up there no matter what. And um, if there's someone who wants to insult your intelligence, well, obviously they're not intelligent. And because someone who is intelligent has broadened their horizons to where they're open minded, open hearted, not racist, they're educated. So self reflecting causes spiritual growth. And when we have spiritual growth, or we're reminded with karma, God will force us to sit down, time out, and do the self reflecting, right? That is also very important because sometimes accidents happen, you know, and we can't feel guilty for that if it was an accident, right? And if we deliberately did something, that's between you and God. Apologizing to that person, depending on if that person wants it or not. Um, I don't. People who wanted to hurt me, I don't want an apology. What makes me? Um, what I want is I want to see them take it with God and leave me alone. Really. I know I said before I was gonna call 911, and then I changed my mind because I wanted to kinda get my feelers out and discern more spiritually if, um, see what was really going on, and at this point, I still don't want an apology. There's some people that I would call 911 on. Not my ex-husbands or my ex-boyfriends, because they never wanted to harm me or themselves. And someone who just was evil and, people that sold their soul to the dummy downstairs and never wanted to change their lives like a lot of Satanists have to God Most High and get rid of their demons and stuff like that. I want them far away from me and just deal with God because that was the deal, right, God? um, and, it's out of my control. It's between them and God, anyways, right? I have my time is very precious to me. I've learned that through my healing. It takes time to have a boyfriend. It takes time to have a husband. It takes time to have kids. It takes time for everything. There's only so many hours in the day. And I'm more I think those baddies were, the lesson I learned because and it's not an open door. It's not an open invitation because I'm not allowing no Satanists in my house, God forbid. And I will call 911 and start an exorcism. And um, I'm more careful about my energy. And not only did, um, wow, now that I look at it, 2022 brought justice into my life because I stood up for myself with my ex after years and years and years of, but so you gotta let people be themselves. You cannot control others. But I'm controlling my feelings and I knew I wanted to heal and I couldn't live like that. I can live like this. I'm gonna heal and it's worth it. I'm worth it. And, you know, I appreciate the time we had together, but right now you need to take care of you. I need to take care of me. We both love our kids, yet we need our peace and harmony, not fighting all the time. Because who wants to live a toxic life? I can't even stand Jerry Springer. I want peace and harmony like I'm used to. So, um, healing is also learning our own self control and what works for us, right? And this disciplined, right? Taking that time management, doing our priorities is self discipline. Also, um, we're not the same person that we were before that happened during that time. And then after we're healed, hopefully we've healed and matured and expanded, right? And it's made us that much more emotionally intelligent. Doing this work is learning to love ourselves, really, giving ourselves the time. Time heals all wounds. Yeah, because I know I like me. And I'm going to give myself the time. And someone who's like me, I love you. Although we have to embrace each other's differences still. You know what I mean, you guys? Um, yeah, but I'm speaking from the heart, okay? And it really takes a lot of the stress off healing because when we're healed, we get out of our head and we can enjoy a beautiful day and really like get into nature. That's what nature is here for. Our healing, raising our vibes. It's natural. It's got higher vibrations. It's got life. Life is healing. And all the fake stuff is really a distraction. It's stay with what's real. Literally. Feels real. The trees, um, genuine, authentic people, beautiful souls. And it's not to say that, if someone came to me and told me they had a bad day and, oh, No, no, don't disturb my zen. It's not like that. Of course, I'm gonna listen to my friends. I'm gonna give you that time. And then, okay, I'm an ear and I'm a hug, or, I can make you a sandwich and some orange juice and, as friends do, um, unconditionally loving. So without judgment. Judgment's kind of like, I did my job and God, you know, you got to help this person now. Especially if they're like, they think they're getting one over on you and they're behind your back wanting to kill you. You think Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy said straight to people, "Hey, get in my car. You want some candy, little girl?" You know, people wouldn't, they'd say no and run, right? Fast. Well, liars are gonna lie when they have agendas. So be careful of that. We learn, right, from our healings. I think that's why, any projections, I learned that if there's always a root issue, even though someone might be talking about something else, but their tone and their level of, you know, escalating is a good sign of not being healed. Healing definitely calms you down and de-escalates. Surrendering and releasing to God is a big plus. Takes a lot of weight off. Um, Talking with their friends and professional help, whatever that can, or groups, right? People going to AA or have some kind of um, learning, right? There's a 12-step program for AA and keeping it up, giving yourself that time, learning, and it makes you stronger. Also, and then as you go up in your vibrations, healing raises our vibrations and helps. It does our divine mission, right? Raising the vibrations on the planet that we get to a level of just naturally alchemizing, right? Just, you know, more healed we are, we just naturally alchemize without even thinking about it. It's like turning the pain into power, using our words, using our intelligence, our emotional intelligence, being a teacher, right? A lot of us are parents. That's what we give our kids, leading by example. Um, it's like a new journey, right? An adventure. It's all how we look at it. Um, and then we become awake or alert. We can also be more aware and catch ourselves, right? Pulling us out of depression and letting us understand that this is that and that is whatever and how it works. And this is me. This is what I love. This is, and it's me. And I'm just going to loud and proud be it and do it. I have nothing to hide. I'm unapologetically me because I am not going to hurt no one and I am not going to hurt myself. I love myself. I gave myself this time to heal and all this learning. I've learned to love myself, not in a vanity way, not in an egotistical way, a very deep, deep, deep spiritual way that is so profound that is connected me to my Heavenly Father. It's brought me below the roots, cleaning out the weeds, making a beautiful garden in my heart. And this is going to also raise my vibrations. Roses actually are um, the love flower because they're the highest vibrations of the flowers. So it is a new journey. Some people get scared because anything new, like the military, when I went to Japan, my friend, she was just like, get in her car and go. And I'm just like, how do you do that without, are you gonna get lost? Da, 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 all these questions. And she was like, "Oh, no, I just know my way back and da 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 da." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I did it and I got lost. But I learned something new. Although the people didn't understand me phonetically, asking directions in English, they absolutely know how to read it. So when I showed them my paper and I was like, "This is where I need to go to," they're like, "Oh." They just drew me a map and I was just like, deep bows, much respect, much appreciation. So that was really cool. Um, so being adventuristic, right? And it also not only brings us to our protection and connecting with our angels and God for future protections. I've learned what I don't want happened again, and now I'm more specific on what I do want to happen, right? Um, we get more um, detailed and discerning, right? More deliberate the more that we learn. Also, um, are we going to be more of a wounded soldier or are we going to be more protected? So it's kind of like a happy medium, right? Like we have our wounds, we have our battles, but we've healed and we're strong and ready to get back in the race, hit the ground running again. I guess that's resilience. And it's, there's the sun's always going to come up again tomorrow. And we're going to make the life that we want instead of not caring and take whatever's thrown at us. That's it's stupid. We're adults and we need to um, drive the car. We have to pay attention, right? And just kind of have a happy medium between both, equilibrium. And we'll have more discernment and intelligence, our feelings on w- what someone else's attentions are kind of going to be, right? Also, again, when we heal and we spend this time alone to really dig deep, we do become a lot more alert and sensitive to our clairs, more clarity. And I'm not saying sensitive to where, um, like you're in the corner shaken. It's more of a sensitivity to where, like, I get it faster. When your soulmate has another controller behind the scenes, um, I know there's a lot of us collective that we have lots of soulmates. We even have karmic soulmates. I mean, it's our choice what we want to do. Also, when and even the twin flame, I feel that it's it is a learning, and people really romanticize it, and it's I think it's not black and white. It's not black and white to just romanticize it or say that's the way it has to be. I think that's concrete. It's like God has his ways, right, Stephen? I'm seeing it. He messes with my picture when he said, if I mess with your picture, it's me. Mess with something else. um, talk to me. What should I say? Focus. Man, he's really saying that don't be stupid. He's saying just be really sharp, especially when you don't know someone. People can talk that lip service, don't matter. Okay. It's it takes time. Going slow when you get to know someone, right? And you want to build a relationship, even if you don't want to build a relationship, you're going to allow someone in your life, they have to earn it. That takes time. And you really have to see, right? day in and day out. Don't tell me what kind of person you are. Show me, like the show me state. Was that Wyoming? I'm the show me state now. um, so we've transformed and we've learned a lot. So we are a different person now and evolved and matured. Hopefully, learning from it and healing is also a step. Um, Also, there's a lot to consider when we date, right? Like if you have property, um, finances, businesses, and going through a separation, right? That takes time and compromise. Um, or, where does their lustful temptations lie? Are they in that? Or they think they're going to get away with something because of that? Are you gonna use the little head or the big head? I'm turned on by intelligence, but the whole package. I mean, like the heart, integrity, knows what they want, mature, got their shit together, no agenda, no um side pieces, no drama, no, and the families. Okay, I'm not going to judge people on their families because we have no control over that. Yet, that's got to be addressed because when you marry someone, you marry their families too. Yes, you do. And all the baggage they have with them. So that's why it's nice to say, I have no baggage. A lot more attractive. um, so it's more than I can say when you actually find that one who is authentic and genuine, right? And divine and ordained by God, gives that equal give and take, and doesn't deal with dummy downstairs. Your life is going to be a lot easier. And if it's boring, that's good. um, so, collective, I know that there's like, we kind of get attacked because we hold this healing energy, high vibes. That's a good thing and a bad thing. And I won't say it's a bad thing. But we do have to be a lot more on awareness alert because there's such a thing as energy vampires who deliberately hunt and look. Like, I don't know, what did Jeffrey Dahmer look for? What did Ted Bundy look for? So my mom taught me, you know, see that serial killer who sleeps with the girls that he kills after? Um, Can you imagine his girlfriend's face after she found that out? Jesus. Um, I bet that really catapulted her in her spiritual awakening to be more discerning and deliberate and guarded. Um, what do I say, new levels, new devils, new demons. I say God wins. Always, 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 always. Don't ever worry. Um, prevention is half the battle. Yet that happens, then God wins. God is always, always, always to surrender to God. You're going to be all right. Going to be okay. In fact, getting more growth, even better. So the next time you meet people, you're going to be more aware of what you just been through. And remember not to, give everyone a fair chance. Use your intuition. Um, Yet still, you know, we got to protect our energy and stand in our spiritual authority always, 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 daily, like brushing our teeth. Yeah, I can't express that enough. And those people that try to scam you on your texts or your emails or like that phone call I got, FBI has cybersecurity. You can give them all the information. We have rights and we do have people, genuine, integral, caring, normal, loving, real, authentic, who have your best interests at heart. They're out there and they really care, like us, who wants to make a difference in this world, a positive difference, and help those who they might, that are innocent and need protection, who are innocent and deserve to have their legal rights in the spiritual realm and on this planet. Every single person on us does deserve it. If someone is going to pick on you and they're cuckoo in the head, call a spade, right? If it quacks like a duck and it looks like a duck, it's a duck. So call it a spade, a spade. Let the authorities handle it. God, first and foremost, surrender to God, surrender to what needs to be handled professionally, legally, intelligently, okay? And keep your awareness, of course, yet um, learning our lessons, even though it may seem hard, actually it gets easier. Made my faith stronger and stronger. And I already thought my faith was pretty damn strong, really unwavering. I was able to leave my ex-husband for it. Oh, you don't believe God? You don't want to pray with me? Okay. Unequal yoked. Next. And I wasn't self-sabotaging, like we have a long history and respect. It's just um it it was a big blow. But it was after about 5 years, I'd say, of like patience, you know? And trying, a lot of trying, of course. So and our intuition, right? We everyone grows at different stages and levels. And we still have to respect that. We can still get along and love each other without having to compare each other or compete or jealousy or why make life any harder than it is? Being a friend, is nice. We can just relax and be, you know. I don't see the trees out there. Wow, your branches are longer than mine. What? You know what I mean? And then people being like, they are? Yes, they are. What you gonna do about it, bitch? Okay. Uh, it's funny. We can write our books and make our movies. Um, we can turn that's alchemizing, turning our pain into power. So it wasn't a pain in the ass for nothing. It actually motivates us towards what is needs to be taken care of that is more productive, not destructive, and a choice, being an adult, being a grown up to make that choice. And that's pretty cool. That's really cool to have our freedoms. A lot of people lost their life and lived through hell, going through war and walking in those swamps with wet woolly socks and stuff. I mean, I couldn't imagine. So I think about that before I ever whine. You know, I think, what did they go through in order for us to live like this? What can I be grateful for? You know, well, I have no pain. I'm really happy about that. I can, I can spend a long time finding a lot to be grateful for. Um, and being grateful takes us out of trying to control everything. It's more of working on our own control of adjusting and being deliberate with our happiness. I choose to have a happy day or I choose to have a miserable day. Um, and I choose to stay around the fuckery, the weirdos and the sickos for sure. Show me state. Like a big hell to the no. God wins, period. No joke. Um, Stay away from shallow people. I've learned that. Who are weak are more bullies. My mom always taught me that when you stand up to a bully, they're like the biggest wimps. They're usually, don't hurt me. And it's true. But why? Why do we have to get to that point? We don't. Having structure is also good, like the time management and inhaling and um, yeah, being obedient to God, asking questions. And I got answers because I listened to that subtle. It's very, spirit is very subtle. Not healing or listening to God will be their downfall towards their self, ego, a low vibes pattern, to never um, listen to the divine guidance, who really is the only one we can trust. God's never done me wrong. And I know divine masculines and divine feminines trust God too. Anyway, self reflection, going within, paying attention to wisdom, the lessons that we learned, and the spirituality growth, paying attention to being more intuitive, um, you know, and connecting with my loved one on the other side a lot more. So I accept his meat suit. Bye bye. Out with the old, purge the meat suit, in with my invisible man, pure energy. And I embrace that. And with my ex husband, too. We can, I texted him today. In fact, both of them, everyone in my family, actually, we have group chats. And it's nice. We can all just stay connected and get our point across and, or whatever, or say hi. Happy New Year's. um, Focusing on relaxing is big on healing. When we can just breathe, and the sound baths that are on a cellular level, also purging, it kind of like makes you beside yourself. And usually, when you're going through a loss and grieving, you kind of go through that beside yourself. It's a shock period, and relax. If you if you're driving, pull over, give yourself some deep breaths, really deep, like your gut. You want to really work on your gut feelings, okay? And um, feeling the right hole is your soul with healing, nothing else, and it's free. So relaxing is healing. Spending time alone to go within. Pay attention to your angel numbers and synchronicities. You will get them more. Our angels, healing with the angels, I feel is the best for me. Um, the angel numbers are very powerful. There's lots of information on the numbers. Sometimes I would just squeeze out some lotion and I noticed it would make like a perfect number 7. I'd be like, that looks like someone wrote it. Okay. And I was just like, no coincidences. And that was before I even knew about the angel numbers. And then when I noticed it and I was reading about it, I was like, oh, that's what that means. So if we can join a class or stay up with our, from God, right? Our spiritual teachers who are from Most High will always bring in the authentic um, archangels, right? No tricksters. Because up in the high vibes. Tricksters aren't allowed. Doesn't resonate. That'll cause our spiritual awakening and gratitude, grace, patience is huge. Patience is giving yourself the time. And that's really the yin and yang, giving yourself the time, the light, and the patience, the peaceful rest period. Um, Self care and courage to follow our divine guidance, our intuition from our best and highest good. And standing in your spiritual authority, do not consent to nefariousness lower than always. That should be first and foremost before brushing our teeth, our protection, standing in our spiritual authority, giving orders, right? We're captains of this ship. I'm the captain of this ship, and I'm responsible for my ship. My name's on it. It's going to be my best. And it's from my dad, who I love and loves me at all costs. um, so give ourselves permission to heal, to cry. If we have to remove entities, ask powerful Archangel Michael, powerful Jesus Christ, ascended masters, our light beings, our galactic families. But Archangel Michael is actually more powerful. Not more powerful than divine, though. Big Daddy, the creator, remove demons. He has authority. They have to bow to him. And, you know, some of those covens I've heard who tried to attack light workers, demons have flat out said nope. In fact, the crossroads door is, God said, is shut and locked. No more. Yeah. So hopefully they're seeing who the whose house we really live in. Whose energy are we really swimming in? Who's making our heart beat? Where's that electricity come from? You know, our Bluetooth, everything. It's much bigger, a lot more, even tinier, sentient photons. Um, Change is natural. Don't be afraid of change. A lot of people kind of freak out. Oh, well, all our lives we've been changing and developing and growing. It's not a new thing. In fact, you can always have a choice to make it a better thing. It's natural. And I truly believe rejection is God's protection. I love it actually. And with God, I know divine guidance is first and foremost to me and you, collective. We have abundance on all levels, covers all of our bases, and every level we're walking testimonies. And, the past is the past. And as we're purging out what doesn't serve our best, then we refill ourselves what does. And now, this is the now, staying in our mindfulness and paying attention, spiritually paying attention. Free will is a beautiful blessing. And that's something I don't want to take for granted. And I stand firm on how and what, now that I know what works well for me. And you will learn that too, right? After healing. And others who are stressful on every level, who are practicing what makes their, I mean, are they practicing what makes them and their life successful? Are they working and making choices for their best and highest good? When we're healing, that is for our best and highest good. Um, it's spiritual richness that will resonate on both levels, as above, so below, and bring so much more abundance on every level and our lives. I've learned from them like a childlike mind, being open minded and n- nice to myself, taking very good care of myself. And like a parent does, a loving parent of a child, being of like minded to learn how to be happy, how to make my life fulfilling. And it's all good. Rich at heart and life, laughter, long lasting, genuine, trusting relationships that are free, no money can buy. Not the disgusting, mean boys and girls, low vibers, devil energies, no way. And, earth angels feel uncomfortable around those vibes, anyways, right? Starseeds, we have to be really careful, be with our soul tribe. So I've witnessed a lot of genuine, authentic people in my life who have really would catch a grenade for me. And I think that's why I am the way I am because it feels good, right? Have someone who has your back. And likewise, for their best and highest good should be equal, give and take. And if they're not, then moving on to, I know it's a pain in the ass to move or say, it's not working out. I it's time that I have to protect my energy, protect my kids, do what's gonna make my life meaningful. So we need to stand up for ourselves, even if it is a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work to move. It's a big job. I get that. I've done it a lot, especially military, every 2 years. Um, so we can learn and we can do binary beats. There's ways to like relax our heart and relax and I haven't had any issues with my heart at all, by the way. I have Actually I feel like I'm getting healthier. And um I like my affirmations, being accepting of my heart and loving my heart and healing my heart. We can give ourselves Reiki, right? We need to ground our energies and send beautiful healing energy. Cells listen. Cells are listening. Call. We can talk to our bodies and ask to heal. Not only, learn about herbs, Buddhist medicine. Got to add that. That's healing. And several others who are into natural healing with our living energy and our beautiful planet, Archangel Michael, they're all here for us. Um, we find out that we are worth it. It is okay. My life did get better. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I love my house. I love what I've learned. I love how I feel now. And um, I've come a long way. I can say that. And I feel pretty good of where I am right now. And um, I also know that I guess I could say I'm more protective, definitely, over like my energy and healing. I have learned more in healing myself, and it did become faster. And also, um, wanted to say our ancestors. When we heal ourselves, we make our spirit team and our ancestors and our galactic families who are also on the same mission with us. We're a team happy. I don't want to piss them off. No, I want to show them more gratitude. And hey, I'm here for you. anything. um, and also to learn how to see through illusions, projections, illusions, catching myself. If I'm blaming, oh shit, I sound like I'm blaming. Okay, I take that back. I take full responsibility. And okay, it was fucked up what you did. But I learned from it to never let it happen again, right? Well, it happens. Shame on you. Happens again. Shame on me. And happens a third time. What happens? Karma? I don't know. That's where we really need to go within and pray and ask, meditate. What's going to happen, God? I'm sorry. um, because life on earth is a blink of an eye. It is fast. I'm probably 56 this year. And I'm just like, wow. I was talking with my sister. I'm like, oh my God, it was like yesterday our babies were born. And it's just like, and then eternity, you know, once we cross over, it's a really, really long time. Eternity. And and I'm looking forward to my life review when it happens. I know I'm not going to go anywhere soon because God's told me what my mission is and my purpose. It's another good reason to pray and ground, finding out our life purpose, using our spiritual sight, right? Living, walking by faith, not by shallow sight. That is what beauty is only skin deep. It's and we all grow older, wiser, hopefully wiser. Um, who are we going to give unconditional love to? You know, everyone. Yet we have to have our intelligence of, our boundaries, loving ourselves is saying no, is having boundaries, self-respect for me. And in the end, it all comes out in the end and what we have learned. Using our discernment, our what happens to us, and our healing is a part of our test also. Um, and paying attention to our energy and protecting it. And teaching, sharing with others, teaching our kids, making it fun, got your ticket? Because life is wonderful. And it's a lot better after, you know, we can be stable and calm, peace and harmony, like the trees and the flowers. It's all good. So you guys, I hope this helps you with what I've learned from my healings. And I was gonna do a reading, but it's not about me. Other than I'm not the reading, I want to do that for the collective. Um, my readings are personal. They're like private, my boundaries. But that's why I write it down because I'm more selective of what I share. So, but yeah, definitely keeping for my book, and maybe you'll see a movie horror/comedy. No, I want a love story actually, but um, it's going to be real. It's gonna be funny, seriously funny, right? Take care, you guys. I wish you sweet dreams, and definitely go slow. I've learned anything from my life is to be careful and go slow, and definitely make educated decisions, being truthful, and having that good balance. Our spirituality too with God will always be first and foremost. So, peace out. Bye, collective.